Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's Savvy Groomers Grow Wealthy Grooming. I am just going to make sure that we have everything rocking and rolling. I normally check on my phone to make sure that we are live, and I believe we are. There we go. I'm so excited to have you guys here. Hopefully you are in a state that is starting to open again. Yay! Small miracles, right? So if you have not been here before, welcome. And if you are a weekly viewer, welcome back. You're the reason that we get all this great stuff done. And so here at the Savvy Groomer, too many groomers own a job and not a business. At Savvy Groomer, we teach pet professionals how to make simple changes in their business and so they can grow a business that is successful. At Savvy Groomer, we know you want to be the savvy pet professional with the business you can be proud of. In order to do that, you need to know how to manage your business so that you can own a business and not just a job. The problem is you hear lots of advice that doesn't actually make a difference, which makes you feel frustrated, overwhelmed, and like a failure. You've been putting in the effort and don't have anything to show for it. We believe no one's dream should fail. I understand. I learned a lot of my business knowledge the hard way or from outside the grooming industry. I use my expertise to work with clients internationally and have a proven track record. So let's go ahead and talk about this week's topic. Ta-da! So this week's is all about a strategy for recovery. We are no longer in tragedy mode. The country is going to start opening up. We're going to see things start opening up between May and June. For those of you guys like where I am, things are not really that open, but they're open enough that we can start seeing things happening. I do believe earnestly that by June, things will be, I don't want to say back to normal, but they'll be more so back to normal. And so this topic this week is going to be, how do I handle the client tidal wave? Now, you may be wondering exactly what I mean by that, and I like using metaphors. You guys know me. Basically, when everyone starts rushing back to get their dog groomed, or cat in my case, how are you going to handle that? What are you going to do? And this really offers an opportunity for all of us. Some of us are just going to take any and every dog, no matter what, take everybody in and deal with it. But if you guys have ever done a coaching call with me, you know that I like to strategize and really hone in on my marketing. And I'm not talking about taking advantage of clients, but in business, there's no such thing as everyone is equal. If you guys haven't heard of it, I talk about my soulmate clients, which are also called what are called ICAs, which are, oh God, my brain just fried right there. ICA stands for Individual Client Avatar. What that is basically your ideal client. So everybody generally has one. And I'm not talking about your favorite client. I mean the client that really fits your business. Erin is saying the text messages haven't stopped since we closed. Yes. So I can only imagine now that they're hearing some hints that we might be open, right? They're all excited and you can't blame them. I totally understand. As somebody who has been trying very hard for the last year to avoid grooming my own standard poodle, I have had to give in and give up and groom my dog because my groomer just opened and I know we are not going to be on the top of the list because she knows that I can groom my own dog, which I understand. I can groom my own dog. I just don't want to. I can more than happy to bathe and blow dry my cat. My cat just got a comb cut. I really would rather just groom cats. So that said, how should you handle it? Now, some of you guys are doing things like lotteries where basically you have names in a hat and you're picking them out. Personally, I think that's insane, but you do you, fam. If that works for you, God bless you. I think that is a great way to really piss off people, personally. Some of you guys are first come, first serve. And that has its ups and downs, because let's be honest, if that, first come, first serve, if I have a once-a-year golden retriever that hasn't been groomed since Christmas, why should I come before your client who used to come in every 2 weeks or 4 weeks? And now this is all going to depend upon really what it is that you want your business to be. And I always say riches in the niches. Riches in the niches, bitches. But anyway, sorry. I know one of these days when I actually get monetized, I'm going to get demonetized for how much I swear. Legit. Anyway. So, what is it that you do best? What is it that you love the most? And I challenge you to consider really honing in on that. So, for instance, let's say for giggles, you really hate Cocker Spaniels. I'm one of those people. I don't hate Cocker Spaniels. I just want to groom them. Like, of all the dogs I don't want to groom, I would say, like, I don't like grooming Scotties because they're saber-toothed Scotties. I don't like Wheatons because they're insane, and Woodles are worse. Doodles. Although some Australian the little mini doodles can be cute and sweet. And Cocker Spaniels. They're just always greasy, always smelly, full of skin tags. So if I were in my grooming salon at this point, I would use my online booking software. And if you don't have one, you really should have one. Get out of the dark ages. I highly suggest 123pet, and I do have a 2-week free trial if anyone would ever like to try that out. You can try it free, no risk, for 2 weeks. If you don't like it, get rid of it. If you do like it, it's a great software, and I'm happy to show you how to use it. I've been using 123pet now for, oh my God, 10 years? Probably longer than that. We used that at the doggy daycare I used to be at. So since 2006, how old am I? Getting old. God. It's weird when you realize you've been like doing that for 14 years. Jesus Christ. So yeah, 14 years. Been using 123pet for 14 years. I really like it. So if I were in my shop right now, and again, at my shop, we were doing like 40 dogs a day. I would go through, and the first people I would call would be the clients who came in the most often, not for nail clips, the clients that came in the most often. Easiest way to look that up is to figure out who spent the most. Now, that's not always the case, because if you have somebody who comes in 3 times a year with a disgusting matted once a year Great Pyrenees that you charge $200, even then, I think that would be hard to, unless if you're charging really rock bottom prices on your Shih Tzus and things like that. So go ahead and find those clients first. Those are your loyal clients. And then say to yourself, does this client bring me joy? And there are some clients that really don't. Those clients really don't bring you any freaking joy. They're miserable. They are unreasonable. They're the kind of client, like I had closed between, so I used to close between Christmas. I still do now, but I mean, like the shop, it was like a big deal. Mobile people don't care, especially not cat people that don't care. But I would close from the 23rd of December till at least the 2nd, whatever the next week was after New Year's. And I had a membership in my shop, and people would, not everybody, most clients were amazing. Most clients were like, you need a break. It's crazy. Christmas was insane. Yada, yada, yada. But I always made a note in my book if people complained, like not complained like, oh man, that's really inconvenient. People that would get really nasty and snarky. Be like, well, I get a bath every week. Like, why can't I get in? It's like, because my family and I need time alone. I take 2 weeks off a year at the time. That's one of my weeks. You can suck it up. So those people, I would just remember, because then when they ask for favor, I hate to say it, but sometimes when you ask for favors and you don't really deserve them, guess what? You don't get them. So go through your clients, and again, the most often. And most of you guys have favorite breeds. You have favorite haircuts. Things that really spark joy. And call them first. Now, and you do have an opportunity as well to consider if you want to increase your prices. Which I know sounds really unfair to the client. But they're not. Because you're going to take more time to do a dog. Everything is going to be crazy. I already have my plan on how I'm going to sanitize things. I'm going to have to wear fresh gloves for every cat, a fresh mask for every cat. And right now, those things are like freaking gold. So for me, I am going to have to either add a surcharge or Personally, I probably won't, but I also charge $100 to $200 a cat, and they're all required to be on a 4-week schedule. But if I were to take on any new clients, I would definitely give them a surcharge, or I would increase their price a little bit. Not a ton, probably $10 or $20. So that said, this is an opportunity for you to fix your pricing structure. Most of you guys, and I'm sorry if you're going to get mad at me, don't actually know how you price the way you priced. I hear a lot of things like, oh, I charge what I'm worth. Well, that's an incredibly vague thing to say. What are you worth? I'm sorry. Are you worth $50 or $100 or $200? How did you come up with that number? How did you decide? Did you just pull it out of thin air? And a lot of you guys did. What we need to do is figure out how much you're charging based upon your personal overhead and your personal bills. And then if you have employees, based upon them earning a livable wage, making 30%. So there's factors like that. That said, while these clients are calling, I would make the plan to call them first and decide who's going to go to the front of the line. And you can do this by colors. You can have green, yellow, red. Red is they can only come back at an increase. And those are generally your worst clients. Those are, they cancel all the time. They never tip. The dog barks the entire time. The dog craps in the tub or on the table. Especially the dog that makes eye contact as they're pooping on the table. They're that dog can go. Or the spinning pooper, that dog can go. And I would consider, if you're going to increase prices, and again, this is based on somebody who does not increase their prices every year. Everyone ideally should increase your prices every year. Most of you guys don't. So this is an opportunity for you guys to catch up on that price increases. And you should increase your prices every year. Everything goes up every year no matter what. It is what it is. Gas goes up, well, not right now. It's a bad example at the moment. But, shampoo goes up every year, or at least every couple of years. Taxes have been going up every year. And about you guys, I've definitely noticed that. Everything goes up. So you should, because it's a lot easier to go up $1 or $2 or $5 a year than jump $20. Now, 2 of my coaching clients in the last month have actually increased their prices by about $20 a dog. And the reason they did this is because their pricing structure didn't make any sense and they were not earning enough that it really could be sustainable. And now that they have lost all of that additional revenue for the last 2 months, they have a lot of things to catch up on. And if you're going to catch up on that money, you need to be able to earn money. And just making enough to survive is simply not acceptable anymore, when the truth is you should be making a good wage. You have a great job. You're very talented. This is a physically hard job. You should be making a good living. And the way to do that is to charge appropriately. So as these clients call, how are you going to organize them? And I'm assuming either you've just opened or you're going to open, or what it is that you're going to do. How are you keeping track of these people? How are you going to call them back? Are there some clients you're not going to call back? As you're calling them back, are you going to be requiring different things? Are you going to be charging more? If you are doing less dogs a day because of social distancing, you need to charge more. Not necessarily because you're greedy, but because you need to make the same amount of money. If you could groom, so if my shop was here and we had the membership, we would have paused the membership, and those membership clients would have gotten first stab. And we would have said, you can have the membership, but you can only come in once a month because of everything going on, or we can charge you full price and da-da-da-da. But if we went from 40 dogs to 10 dogs, then you have to figure out, okay, well, how am I going to increase that revenue? If I went from 40 dogs to 10 dogs, I can't charge that client 4 times. But how am I going to at least try to bridge the gap? And was the business actually making money doing 4 of them? I'm not sure how. Oh, so let me read. Jasmine is saying, those I canceled first are getting called back in first. That is definitely one opportunity. Now, if you have primarily good clients, then that is an option to do. But what if that client that was canceled first was a once a year lion cut? Because I know Jasmine does cats. A once a year matted lion cut that the owner doesn't appreciate you and they're not great. That's hard. You know? That is just, and that's the thing is I'm saying, consider going through your clientele and figure out who your best clientele is. Because if you only have enough spots for 10 people, who are those 10 people? If you only have 40 spots, who are those 40 people? And you can play favorites. You can play favorites based upon who is the most loyal to your business, who brings in the most revenue. You do not have to do this kind of kindergarten fair style. This is your business and you need to figure out how best to make your money back, because a lot of you guys have been out of work for 2 months. LRJ88 says, I'm not sure how it is over there, but here we have guidelines for increased inflation and how high prices in some places can be to make sure it covers everything else too. I'm not sure where you're from. I would, love to hear where you are. And I agree. I think that some countries, that's very un-American, and I'm very American when it comes to that kind of stuff. Because again, if I open a business and I price really poorly, so if I open a business saying I'm going to groom dogs at $35 a dog, and then realize in order to pay my bills and pay myself that I need to charge, $60 a dog, there's nothing I can do. I either have to close and reopen in a new business or close and go work for somebody or, go bankrupt. There's no way. If the math doesn't work, you can't stay open. If you are not earning enough money to be a proper business owner, and a lot of people do that. I did that. I mean, I'll be the first to admit how stupid I was when I opened my business. I opened my business and I charged $35, $40 a dog. And with my business model, it didn't work. I would just groom 10 dogs a day and cry and be sad because I was broke and tired. But I didn't know any better, And then I increased my prices, and it wasn't that simple. It wasn't as simple as going from 35 to 55. There was a lot of things I had to learn the hard way, like marketing and branding and all of that. Because why would a $35 client now pay $55? So, and that is sometimes some learning pains and learning growth, where people start at really wrong prices and prices that don't make any sense. And I would be really upset if I was being told how much I could run my business for, because I didn't go into business for somebody else to tell me what to do. Otherwise, I would just simply work for somebody. If I can go work for somebody and they're going to do all of the hard work, that makes sense. LRJ, they say, I'm in Sweden. We have slightly that roughly translate to price-based index, and it's most often used in the government account for increases in needed money and the different sectors to cover for. And that is true. A lot of you guys have really high taxes, like 50, 60% taxes, in order to cover for your very generous social safety net. And she's saying, but there are also simpler models that can be used in private businesses. Yeah, I definitely would not want that headache, and God bless you. It's like, God bless you, because that is really stressful. I can't even imagine. That would really bother me, because I need to make decisions on my business, and obviously legal decisions, but legal decisions here is, if I want to charge $200 for cat grooming, I'm going to charge $200 for cat grooming. If I want to charge $35 for cat grooming, I'm going to charge $35 for cat grooming. So, I would not do my business for $45 a cat when I can charge $100 to $200, but that's how I'm able to pay off my grooming van and be able to do those things. Jasmine is saying, laugh out loud. Yes, my loyal clients that got canceled first are getting called back. The rest can wait. Exactly, my friend. Exactly. So again, you don't have to call whoever's next. And if you are in a place that has these indexes, I feel really bad for you if you've had to be closed for 2 months and now there's no way to get the increase. And I'm not saying price gouge people. But again, if I ran a business that I was doing 40 dogs a day, and now due to social distancing, I can only do a fourth of those dogs, how are you going to do that? Are you going to have double shifts where your business is open instead of 4 days a week? Now it's open 7 days a week and your employees are working double shifts where someone works, let's say 6 a.m. to like 2, and then the other one works from like 2 to 10 o'clock at night. There's lots of things that you can do like that, and it's really unfortunate. But if you had a high volume shop, and again, I had 5 employees when I was doing 40 dogs, and I had a very small shop. Like, it was very well run. We were a machine. We were a machine. But that's the thing, is that we had a very small shop. It was less than 600 square feet with 5 people and a lot of dogs, and everything ran really well. And so it was not like this crazy chaotic thing. It was like a well-oiled machine. But had COVID happened and I owned that shop, I don't know what I would have done. Well, I do know what I would have done, but it's hard. And a lot of people, you guys that have that kind of shop, it's really difficult for you to figure out what is going to be now. And that really is a very individual thing. That's where you either need a business coach. You guys always know I have virtual coffees available, or regular hour coaches. People like Mary Kondo are wonderful at figuring those things out. It's important for you, if you don't know exactly what you want to do or want a second person to look at your situation, to hire a business coach, especially right now, because you need to figure out what you're going to do versus continue to lose money. Okay, LRJ is saying, I wish the social safety net was that well off here. Sadly, with people in control who are more interested in seeming like they care than actually upgrading our healthcare and so on. Y'all know I'm pretty conservative. I tend to be, I don't want the government involved in anything, ideally. I want the government to leave me the hell alone to do my own business. And, basically, I want them there I know, I'm so bad. I don't go that far into that. But, I would rather pay cash for my health care than have to pay more in taxes. I already pay way more in taxes than I feel like I should. I pay 25% at least. And that's with writing a lot off. When I pay off my van, it's probably going to be like 35%, which is outrageous for a single mom. That's criminal. But what are you going to do? And I know you guys have even higher, and I just, I don't trust the bank with my money, never mind a government. But I'm also in a state where, they're just, it's a quick Rhode Island story. You want to hear something funny? Rhode Island, USA. So one year we had a really bad budget deficit. I want to say it was like $5 million. I don't remember the exact amount. It was like $5 million. And so what did Rhode Island do? Well, our government, I don't remember if it was the governor or the mayor, and I'm sorry I'm messing the story up. But long story short, they sold the Providence Pier, which is our capital's pier, where boats come in and shipments and all that. So they would earn $2 or $3 million every year from, that pier, but they sold it for $8 million. So they got rid of the deficit and earned an extra $3 million. Well, except the following year, they were not only deficient $5 million, they were also deficient the extra $2 or $3 million. So that's very Rhode Island for you. So whenever I talk about taxes and things like that, and I get kind of like, this is so stupid. That's where I'm coming from, because there's really no common sense where I am. People that would sell the pier to make themselves look good this year, only to be screwed the rest of eternity. That's very much my area. And I know some states and countries are more well run. My 45-minute long state is not very well run. And it's not a whole lot of state for them to screw up, and yet they still do it. I got nothing for you. Anyway, guys. So, sorry. I'm just looking and reading comments. Don't mind me. So, I don't want to make this too long or too crazy. If you guys have more particular questions about your specific situation, go ahead and put in the comments below, or go ahead and sign up for a virtual coffee where we can talk one-on-one about your situation. Reopening has so many things going on and so many ways of doing things. I know for me personally, with my clients, I just very honestly let them know, and I set up my online booking, and I am not taking any calls and I'm not taking any appointments via text. You can all book online, and my online booking is only about 2 days versus my 4. And then when that gets full for about 2 to 3 weeks, then I will open up the other days. And what's nice about my online booking is, so I use 123 Pet for all of my business side stuff, and then I also for my scheduling, mainly my scheduling. Hang on a second. No, I'm not going to sneeze. I'm like, I have sneeze and I can't sneeze. Yeah, I hate that. But yeah, so I use Mogo for my mobile scheduling because literally my online booking, it's so cool. I can literally set up either sections of the state I want to be in, or I can set a specific time or whatever around them. And basically I'm letting the software work itself out. And my clients are all great and they're good. And if they want to book, great. Go online and book. If you don't want to book, that's perfectly fine. You can wait it out. But I'm not going to be on the phone with my 100 clients talking about how awful COVID-19 is. A, I don't think it's good for me mentally. And B, as much as I love chit-chatting with everybody, you know, your girl's got a lot on her plate. She can't be, you know, chit-chatting away, which I love to do. And I would totally waste so much time. You figure 5 minutes for 100 clients, that's still like 500 minutes. It's a lot of time. So, yeah. But it's all about what you want to do in your business. This is an opportunity for you to straighten up what you're doing in your business, fix any problems. If you have clients that are, you know, whatever breed that you don't want to do anymore, you have the option to just not book them. And again, this is what I like about online booking. You know, it's good and it's bad. It's got its pluses and minuses. And it's not that I'm afraid of telling a client off or doing anything like that. If I have to do it, I have to do it. My business style has always been very matter of fact. You know, I have a lot of clients who are more gentle and more kid gloves. But my personal clients, I'm very, very New Englander, very it is what it is. And, you know, we tend to be that. We don't beat around the bush. Very blunt, very honest. You either love it or hate it. It is what it is. Can't help you there. So I think that is your best options, is to, like I said, either color code them or decide who you're going to contact first. You can contact them via email or phone. If you do not have their email and you only have their phone, then that sucks to be you. And I would start calling them and getting a email list. In a perfect world, you would have gotten the email list beforehand. But now you got to do it the hard way, especially because most people, you know, what's your email? Oh, it's like sallyjones125@gmail.com. Or, you know, some weird thing. And you're just like, how do you spell that? What is that? Like, I don't want to know any of this stuff. You know, I remember one of my customers, and she was like in her 60s. And I was like, sexy barn bunny. And I was like, I don't even know what that is. I don't want to know. Like, girl, like, get a professional one. Get like first name dot last name. But, you know, bless her heart, it was just the most awkward thing ever. And I think that was probably the time that I actually, what I do, well, yeah, I do this. I don't know what I'll do now. This is what I was doing for new clients, is that I would have one of those client cards, you know, remember it's got like the dog or the cat on it. I always order the ones with a cat. And before I would have them either input everything online or, you know, over the phone. Now it's all over the internet because I ain't got time for that. So I would hand it to them, and during the appointment, I would have them fill it out. And the reason I would do that is to make sure that these things both matched. And you'd be amazed how many times people spelled their names wrong. They spelled their emails wrong. They basically like didn't know their dog's gender. You know, things would get weird. I remember this one dog was JL, and it was like marked off on the computer as a boy, and then the card said a girl, and then we had to like go in the back, and we're like, it's definitely a girl. But, you know, people get weird. They're funny like that. All right, guys. So this is a fairly short video today, which is exciting. Yay! You know, I'm hoping this will help you a little bit. I don't want to give you a ton of strategies, only because this is really dependent upon your situation. If you're mobile, if you are, a salon, if you're a multi-groomer salon, if you are going to do one-on-one, there's so many things like that. And there's no way we can get that all done in one video. Now, if that's something you guys want me to do, or you want me to go through a specific kind of setup, I'd be happy to do that. Just go ahead and pop that in the comments below. And I could definitely do that next week instead of the scheduled one. It's up to you guys. I would really highly encourage you, like I said, if you need help one-on-one, go ahead and sign up for a virtual coffee, or go ahead and invest in yourself in an actual coaching call. I will not be doing by the hour coaching calls forever. I will only be doing them during COVID-19 because honestly, I genuinely believe people need at least 4 coaching calls in order to make momentum change. One coaching call, what it's going to do is really start to unravel what's going on. It's going to give you a different perspective, but it's not going to make that shift that you guys really need. Ideally, the greatest changes happen over 6 months or a year. We were able to start to implement, and then we can kind of pivot and figure out what the best option is for your business. Because some things that work for one business won't work for another. Sometimes you can do something, but it doesn't really feel right to you. And you try it, and then you decide that it's not quite the right fit for your business. And that can happen. You could say that you want to do things like a membership model, and you do it for a couple of months, and then you decide that you don't really like it. Or maybe you decide that, you're going to, what's a good example? I don't even know right now. I'm like, there's so many options. I don't want to say go mobile and change your mind, because it's very expensive. People have done that. At least then you have a van to sell versus having a shop build out and then deciding you don't like owning your own shop, and then basically you can't sell it, which really blows. But you could try something like perfect example. I didn't do bows. When I was doing dogs, at the end, I just refused to do bows. You could buy bows, but I'm not putting bows in your dog's hair, because they would come back 4 weeks later with the goddamn bow in their hair. And you might say, okay, I want to try not giving bows, and your clients flip out, and you're like, okay, it's worth just giving them bows. Things like that, and that might not seem like a big deal, but sometimes if you're doing 40 dogs a day, putting 1 or 2 bows on a dog takes up time, takes up money. And then when they come back in 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, and the bow is matted into the hair and they want you to demat that, again, adds more time. So just really random things like that. I'm like, that is a weird example, but it was a weird show. This is a fun, weird show. It's all good. So guys, I want to, as always, as I totally done goofed that. I don't even know what I'm doing, yo. Consider signing up for our Grow Wealthy Grooming membership, where each month we talk about one business topic, or at least a topic of growth. This month we are doing a vision board 4-module unit. And what's nice about that is, I know you guys think I'm a complete dork when it comes to things like a vision board, but I'm telling you, they really do work. In the group, we actually talk about my vision board, and you get to watch me be completely embarrassed, because why not, right? Why not? Your girl River here has some dreams, and they're slowly coming true. And every day I see evidence that they're working, and things like vision boards allows us to reevaluate what it is that is important to us in order to grow our business. And as you guys know, I went from owning my shop, which was really what I thought I wanted. I thought I wanted the big, grooming, boarding, daycare, veterinarian. And then after I had, thought about it, like my son was probably like 5 years old, and I wanted to be home with him. I wanted to spend more time with him. And I was spending so much time at my shop, but I had to, because I was getting ready to implement a manager. And at that point I had just had a manager. And it's just a lot of commitment. And at that point in my life, it really wasn't what I wanted. And so what I ended up doing was I sold that shop and I went mobile. And that allows me to drop my son off at school and pick him up. Not right now. Ha ha ha. Now I just go crazy. Although, and then again, yeah, he used to have to come with me to the shop. And when I was at the shop with all of this stuff, when I began signing up for the shop, he could come there, but if I had 40 dogs, good luck. Good luck having a 5-year-old and 40 dogs. But in a van, he can come and sit in the front and he can hang out with me. He can sit up front or he can hang out in the back and I could sit down. Aaron saying, am I missing stuff from monthly membership? I've been signed up since the beginning of the year. Aaron, when you signed up, are you logging into the portal? So those of you guys that are part of the membership or are interested in being part of the membership, the way the membership works is it's on a platform called Kajabi. So you get a login, and every month I add a new module. I hate to call it a module. They're basically like little ideas, like little things that you're going to learn. And so each month they come up. Now, if you are finding that you are not getting your module each month, it'll just be added as a library. Please email me, because either there's a problem with your payment, and if for whatever reason you're not paying that month, it's not going to allow you the next month. And so in order to get those things, now what I can do, guys, too, is I can add a video onto this channel for free explaining how to log into Kajabi so that you're able to get those things. And it's not Kajabi, it's I'm sure it's like savvygroomer.com/login. I don't want to promise it's that, but it's probably that. So you go ahead and log in. So Aaron, it sounds like you're not logging into the portal. So I don't email these things. And the reason I don't email them is because generally speaking, what's happening is that they have the PDFs and they're broken up. If I email them to you, you're probably going to lose them. Because don't forget, right now, the membership is brand new. We've had it, is it 3 or 4 months? I think I've had it 3 or 4 months. But when we start to have once we have a year, we're going to have 12 different units. That's a lot of units. If I emailed them to you, and also you have the library of them. The point of this is one flat fee. That way you can go through them at your own pace. So the last 3 have been fairly easy. They're generally a little bit. Like last month in April, it was an onboarding client planner. And so what the onboarding planner was a large document. It's 25 pages long, but it goes through a guide. It talks about how to onboard clients, why you want to onboard them, and just little things to think about and things to write through. And it's not so much that it's crazy and it's overwhelming, but some of us are busy. Like I'm busy. And there are some months I can't get through more than one. I might just take time to go through something and take 2 months. And there's other ones that I can just breeze through in a day. And it's all about you, and you can go through them at your own pace, whatever you want to do. This one for the vision board, I am actually stagnating it. It's 4 different modules in the one. I hate this. I'm like module unit. There's really no name. But so this month is a vision board, and there's 4 different reasons that we're going through the vision board. And the reason why is because I'm granola crunchy, and I really believe in it. Actually, in a podcast I did, in the podcast, what ended up happening was I talked about, it was the Unleashed podcast, and I was interviewed as one of the financial people. And basically I said that a vision board really changed my life because that was part of the reason I realized how important it was. Hang on, Erin is saying, Schneikes, should I email you? Email me, Erin. I'm going to make a video. If you don't mind, Erin, let me use your login as an example, because when I log in, I show up as admin. But please, if you don't mind, Erin, if you would let me do a Zoom call with you and record it, that would be super helpful if you wouldn't mind being my guinea pig. And I can show you how to log in the back end and videotape that and put it on here. So if anybody is a member and you can't figure out where it is, I can show you that. But I'm a dork. I'll show you really quick my vision board. I know. Did you love the green screen? It's kind of goofy. It's a little giant. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it much. But yeah, so, my vision board is all about, first of all, me being happy. I need to see more of me being happy. But it's all about love, being financially abundant. This is a lighthouse that I want to get married at in Newport. It's all about love and, friends. These are not my friends. This is some random people. On a boat, I just want that really in my life. And family, I want to have a family on a boat. You can see down here, old couple dancing. This is just a really sweet picture of a happy pregnancy. If I don't drop it. And I have other things. I have pictures of horses. I'm like a total black stallion nerd. And I want a black Arabian horse. And all these things are on there. But the number one thing I noticed that I kept putting on there was family. And it was amazing because I didn't think I was a family person. I think I'm so work oriented. I'm always like, oh, work. I love work. Like, it feeds me because I love helping people. And I find that the more I work, the more I help people, the happier everyone is. But when I do my vision board, it's all family. It's all friends. It's all family. Those are my dreams. And so it forces me to put down some things and take more time to do some other things. And the first time I did a vision board and I owned my shop, it really had hit me because I was like, I just want to be a mom. I want to be the world's best freaking mom, And at that time, my vision board had my son in Catholic school. Not because I'm super religious, but because I wanted him to have more opportunities in life. And I had pictures of him being happy and all these things. And I realized that's what's really important to me. I had pictures of a kitchen where I was making dinner with my son. And so there are all these things. And as we get older, these goalposts change. And it's not that we want less. It's just that through contrast, we have really tuned in and tapped in on what it is that we want specifically. Jasmine's saying random people on a boat equals goals. Love it. Yeah, you know what? I want, Jasmine, it's like, I want to be on the beach retreat. Things like that. Like, on the beach retreat, if you guys, so I'm a certified feline master groomer. Every year we have a certified feline master groomer beach retreat in Myrtle Beach. It is a blast. If you want to become a CFMG for any reason, you definitely want to go to the beach retreat. It's a lot of fun. But yeah, I want my friends and my family to be on a boat. Like I'm in the ocean state. I want to have that. I want all these people and friends and love and laughter. And so doing a vision board, and this is why I'm going on. So for the membership, guys, this is why it's so important to me in the membership to have things like that. Because we're not just business owners. If we just want to punch in and out, go get a job. There has to be a greater why to doing all of this. Erin, yes, go ahead and message me on Facebook Messenger. We'll schedule a time and we'll record that. And those of you guys that are either members of Grow Wealthy Grooming membership, or if you're having trouble logging in, we'll create this great, it won't be a great video, it'll be a random video. So it'll hopefully help you log in. I can do it from my side, which is admin, but it's going to look totally different than from your side. And Jasmine is saying, yes, the beach retreat is the best. It really is the best. That's another thing on my list. I want to do, ideally mobile grooming or business owner beach retreats. I really want to do that. Or even not beach retreats, just retreats where we go and we talk business and we do all these things. And that's in my ultimate goals, but it's not on my vision board. And the reason why is because I'm savoring growing this business. Like, I'm speaking at Super Zoos here. I'm so blessed. I'm so blessed to be speaking and growing and helping people. And I'm going to savor the moment. And yeah, I want to do all these other things, but it takes time. One thing in business I have learned is that take your timeline and double it. Because everything we think we can get done, what was the saying? We overestimate what we can get done in a year, but we underestimate what we can get done in a decade. I always think I can get way more done in a year, but life happens. Or COVID. But I know where I was, 5 years ago. I mean, oh my God, I'm trying to think now. If I opened up my grooming salon in 2011, that's almost 10 years ago. Jesus Christ, I'm getting old. So you figure between the two businesses, You know, I've been a business owner for 10 years. Not a groomer, but just a business owner. That means I've been a groomer even longer than that. I'm getting old. But would I have ever thought 10 years ago that I was going to be business coaching? And I mean, I'm just thinking to myself, like, business coaching, webinars, membership, online courses, never. Writing a book, never. Speaking at Super Zoo, never. You don't know where the world's going to bring you. And all you've got to do is follow your happiness. If you had told me 10 years ago I was going to own a mobile cat grooming business and doing all this, I would have been like, I hate talking to people. I hate talking to strangers. I just want to groom and be left alone, which was absolutely true. But, you know, I found that the happiness I get from helping people makes everything better. Na 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 na. Weird. I know. I'm like, that was awkward and all like vulnerable. Now I feel weird. Super awkward. Yeah. Anyway, shake all that out. Get all that like hippy dippy happy crap out. So guys, it was great to see you guys. Go watch Mary's show. Yes, Erin. If anybody has seen Mary Okwando's show, if you have not, please go see it. She has tons of great info. Amazing. She's just wonderful. I love. If you haven't read her book, their mobile grooming book, it's amazing too. The Bible. All right, y'all. I wanted to end this early, but I couldn't because I got all friendly and weird. What are you gonna do? Anyway, guys, it was great talking to you guys. Please go ahead and do what you've got to do. Have a great evening. You know, have a happy day and a happy grooming, right? All right, guys. Happy grooming.